This is Freedom Global News. This is Freedom Global News. This is Freedom Global News.
President Muhammadu Buhari bids farewell to ministers seeking elective posts. Academic Staff Union of Universities debunks strike call-off. And the foreign scene, United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Khalifa dies at 73.
This is Freedom.
Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today is the 13th of May 2022, which is equivalent to the 12th of Shawwal 1443 after Hijri. And now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari has met with ministers who are seeking elective offices in 2023 and thanked them for their services to the nation. In a valedictory session at the council chamber in Abuja today, Buhari appreciated them for their cooperation. He also admonished other members of the cabinet to be more diligent and committed to the success of the administration. On whether former President Goodluck Jonathan has joined the APC, he stated that the party is in the best position to know. During a briefing after the session with the outgoing ministers, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, disclosed that 10 of them were leaving. According to him, some of the members have tendered their resignation, while the others are in the process of doing so. Those who were at the meeting include the Minister of State for Mines and Steel, Uche Oga, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, Minister of Women's Affairs, Pauline Talen. Others are the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Goodwill Akpabio, Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Obananya Onu. 9 were physically present, while the former Minister of State for Education, Emeka Nwajubu, was the 10th, was absent. The meeting followed the President's recent directive to all ministers and political appointees contesting for various elective positions to resign from their appointments on or before Monday, May 16, 2022. A non-governmental organization, Equal Access International, has reiterated its commitment to solidifying its partnership with Freedom Radio for a better society. A senior program officer of the organization, Andrea Millingam, stated this during a courtesy visit to Freedom Radio today in Kano. Millingam said the essence of the visit is to discuss on ways to improve their relationship with the station in terms of quality program airing.
I came to visit Freedom Radio today with the Equal Access Nigeria team to see what a wonderful partner you guys have been and how we can continue this great relationship, make it a more positive experience for all of us.
She noted that the Equal Access International produces the content of its programs, while Freedom Radio assists in broadcasting those programs.
So our producers at Equal Access produce the content, and then we broadcast it through Freedom Radio.
On the spot, the Assistant General Manager of Freedom Radio Groups, Malam Adamu Ismaila Garki, expressed satisfaction on how the organization produces its program, as the station is always ready for any program that tends to enlighten the general public.
We considered enlightenment first. Most of our programs were public enlightenment, and it worked. We carried people along with us. So we revolutionized everything that is being used for broadcast in this country. We carried people along, the local people, that they were overlooked. They were not even entertained in the government radio stations. Where we say, okay, come on, here is your station.
Correspondent Anas Muhammad Mandi reports that the team members of the organization appreciate Freedom Radio Group for a wonderful partnership experience. On the sporting arena, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the withdrawal of Nigeria from all international basketball competitions for a period of 2 years with immediate effect. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, disclosed this while briefing newsmen in Abuja. Correspondent Sunusi Shaibu Musa has details of this and other sports updates.
Sunday Jari, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Ismail Abubakar, and said a committee will be set up to oversee basketball leagues in the country. The minister added that the withdrawal of Nigeria is in order to concentrate efforts by the government towards revamping the sport from the grassroots as well as domestic leagues, which have become moribund. African champions, the Tigers, will miss the year's FIBA Women's World Cup in Sydney, Australia, scheduled for September 2022 to October 1. Similarly, Nigerian basketball Ope Atosu has described the decision to withdraw the country from international competition for 2 years as heart-wrenching. The decision, announced by Nigerian Ministry of Youth and Sport and approved by President Muhammadu Buhari, means Atosu and her teammates will miss September's Women's World Cup in Australia. As things stand, it also means the men's team will not be able to take part in the ongoing African qualifiers for the 2023 World Cup, which are due to continue in July in Rwanda. In another update, Bukayo Saka, Mohamed Salah, and Kevin De Bruyne are among 5 nominees for the EA Sports Premier League Player of the Season Awards for 2021-2022. The nominees for the awards were unveiled on PremierLeague.com on Friday. Others also shortlisted are West Ham's Jared Bowen, Heung-min Son of Tottenham, Liverpool right back Trent Alexander-Arnold, Southampton's keeper James Ward-Prowse, and Manchester City's Joao Cancelo. And on tennis, world number 1 Iga Swiatek extended her winning run to 26 matches with a quarter-final victory over Bianca Andreescu in the Italian Open. Poland Swiatek, the reigning champion in Rome, beat Andreescu 7-6, 7-2, 6-0. She cruised through the second set after Canadian Andreescu had forced a tie-break from 5-3 down in the opener. Sunusi Shaibu Musa, Freedom Radio.
The global news is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradioenergy.com. Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Radio and 99.5 FM. The presidential aide, Femi Adesina, says President Muhammadu Buhari is ready to resolve the lingering strikes by the members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, once and for all. The presidential aide made the comment on Channel's television Politics Today, arguing that the varsity teachers' action dates back years. He explained that President Buhari is seeking a lasting solution to the strike, maintaining that there have been industrial actions under everyone. ASU is accusing the government of not listening to their demands. Meanwhile, there has been rumors that the federal government has already resolved their lingering issues with ASU. While speaking to Freedom Radio, ASU chairman in Kano State, Professor Abdul Qadir Muhammad, debunked the rumor.
There has been rumor, so the story is actually not correct. The union is now contemplating calling off this strike because, as far as I know, government has actually not addressed those issues that led the union to embark on the strike action. And the public need to know that as a union, we have a procedure of starting a strike or calling off a strike. Normally, whenever there is any issue or tangible agreement with government, we have to take whatever proposal is to our members for them to look at it and make their input, whether for us to call off a strike or not. And as far as I'm concerned, there has so far been no tangible proposal from the side of the government to even warrant taking the proposal to our members for them to actually make an input. The government, if you look at the what is happening on ground has not actually substantially addressed the core issues that led us to go into strike.
It could be recalled that Daily Post reported that ASU is ready to call off the strike that has been going on since February. Nigerian youth, especially students in higher institutions of learning across the country, have been urged to desist from taking laws into their hands. This has come at the heels of a student that has been brutally killed in a university in Nigeria. Our correspondent Muhammad Bashir Abdurrahman has details.
The coordinator of Community Peace Action Network in charge of Kaduna, Katsina, Kano, Kogi, Benue, and Plateau State, Mr. Samson Auta, made this call in a chat with Freedom Radio Kaduna. Samson said this while reacting to the killing of a female student in Sokoto State.
So if anything comes or interrupts a certain situation or there is a tension or misunderstanding, what will come to light is first you report to the appropriate channel for them to look into the issue and they will take the appropriate action to deal with that. Why I'm saying this is because any other person can find himself in this situation. And with what is happening in the country, maybe somebody hates you or you have an issue with him, he might just bear false accusation on you, and before you know, if you have supporters or friends around you, they will attack you, and before you know, you'll be injured or probably killed. So that is what I noticed. I'm not saying I'm in support of somebody castigating or making statements that has to hurt the other person, irrespective of your religion, ethnicity, and what have you.
The coordinator called for calm, saying there is urgent need to give peace a chance.
I'm also using this opportunity to call for calm, calling on most especially the youth and the religious leaders to give peace a chance, to always ensure that dialogue is the first point of call whenever we have tension or misunderstanding. And when we are able to use the dialogue, it will help to address some of this by giving feedback or the appropriate response on the issue so that people will have a better understanding how we live with one another, so that there will be cohesion, tolerance, and understanding.
While commenting on the recent sensitization embark upon by the NGO to some secondary schools in the state, he said it was aimed to enlighten the students on the importance of maintaining peace in their secondary schools.
If you go by what we are seeing nowadays, when you talk about the youth, you see the behaviors they do, which is not, they are not practicing their religion the way it is, but nobody is there to harass you or to say something. All we feel is with continuous discussion, with continuous persuasion, you'll be able to change those behaviors. And that is why we use the opportunity to go to one of the schools we find have a lot of challenges in terms of immoral behavior, drug abuse, and indiscipline within the school premises in Kaduna North here, whereby we establish a peace club and hoping that they will utilize the opportunity to continue to promote peace and better understanding among their peers.
Muhammad Bashir Abdurrahman, Freedom Radio, Nigeria.
And on business, we have Abdurrahman Hamis in Medina with updates.
The federal government on Friday announced the least growth in Nigeria's oil and gas reserves, stating that the country's hydrocarbons had continued to increase. Figures released in Abuja yesterday by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, a federal government agency, showed that the country's oil reserves increased by 0.136 billion barrels to 37.046 billion barrels as of January 31st, 2022. Announcing the growth in the country's reserves in Abuja, the Chief Executive NUPRC, Benga Komalafe, said the announcement was in line with the provisions of Section 7 of Petroleum Industry Act 2021. Meanwhile, there are indications Nigerians will be able to leverage e-Naira for investment purposes in the near future, even though the central bank digital currency, CBDC, was created solely for financial transactions. At the sensitization and activation session with Oshodi market leaders, the Central Bank of Nigeria team leader Yusuf Jalil said the regulator has given financial technology, fintech, firms to explore the possibility of creating investment products around the digital currency, which Nigerians could key into for wealth creation. Jalil, however, said such products will be approved by the Apex Bank before they are rolled out. Said the CBN would wait on the techies to come up with their initiatives. Abdurrahman Hamis Namadina, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign theme, the United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan died at the age of 73 today after battling illness for several years. The United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Khalifa is the president of the oil-rich Gulf state who was rarely seen in public, is likely to be replaced by his half-brother Abu Dhabi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed, who was already seen as the UAE's de facto ruler. The ministry announced 40 days of mourning with flags at half-mast from Friday and work suspended in the public and private sector for the first 3 days. And with this, we've come to the end of today's global news. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.